Owen.
Good zoning. Owen walks out. Revenge and the Rage over onto Edok. Now they're jumping onto Rin's. Calteasy, good retribution. Blazing to win from Toy. It goes to the flag. Something is deal damage, but Toy is still there. It's not enough to take Owen just yet. He's forced for Dyron to jump in and now putting himself in a bad spot. He's going to get knocked up again. Fuse waiting for the mana he needs. Kyle! Electrifying beats. A little bit deep. Open goes in. Targe bench and the Rage. Now Super Marco coming in, blazing too well with the Witcher crowd. Dealing damage, not enough to take anyone down.
Won't get a big win up until second or until third turtle. Oh, but it balanced it out somewhat because RRQ HOSHI went for a scalar. That's them signaling that, yeah, our early Land of Dawn.
Let's see if the Sicilian works, and let's see if Kescute's words stay true today. RRQ HOSHI notoriously letting go of the Juicing because they think it's counterable. They can beat it. Now against Falcons, against the Coat in the mid lane. Few on the Juicing.
Well, RRQ HOSHI, if they said they are ready for this Juicing, they have a very good answer to a lot of the things Team Falcons want to do in that glue. Undefeated in the SPS Challenge Finals, 5-0. And yeah, I am still very worried about this glue as a Team Falcons guy.
RRQ sits at Gen level 3 already. Now going for the lethal Wanderer. Calteasy will follow through 2. Sanguine Claws should be Retribution committed, and it's won by Kyle TZ. Clinical Retry Edok in control of the bush. Oh, cancel. That's what you have to look out for with a Badang.
Again, I'm also really looking forward to seeing how Ogun will handle what could be a very bad time for him if he can mitigate that. So far in the lane, in terms of training the EP, Super Marco does seem to have a bit of a difficult time against that Claude. Ogun might get caught.
Sanguine Claws dodged away from. Good maneuver from Ogun. RRQ just going to get Sutsugin to level 4. Calteasy cuts it away. Rins walks away. Calteasy doesn't want to dive.
Yeah, and good read by RRQ HOSHI. They could have actually stretched out and committed that kill onto Ogun, but it looks like they were able to read the rotation of Kyle TZ and acknowledge the fact that he might just show up through the mid lane. He was close by, so good thing they backed off. And I also like how Kyle TZ decided to get Rinse down a little bit low so that Few can somewhat equalize the lane flow.
For both teams, very silent here. Glue in the bottom lane, gonna be bullied. Oh, wow. Back two! Stun from Sutsujin. Flapteasy now pushing a bit more damage over to Sutsujin. Edok joining in the bottom lane now. Trying to pin Flapteasy, but it will not work. Level 4 for both Few and Flap. Good setup. Sanguine Claws and a bad impact, but that's why the Brave Smite is the choice for Juicins. Ogwen charging in the bush, looking for Edok, knocks him up together with Flapteasy. Now, Infernal Pursuit to jump in onto Edok. Few gets away with the Crimson Beacon. Edok pinning them down to the wall, but it's Flapteasy on the Fovius flicker out. Rins, First Blood gets a bad impact in the back. Now Flapteasy mounted, slam, Sutsujin takes the kill. 2-0, RRQ, Calteasy invade. Now Sutsujin dashing away. It's another pin down from Edok. Dyron trying to get the immobilized. Calteasy too clean, and he gets away.
Yeah, you see the sides, the 1-2 step Calteasy kept doing around the glue. He was trying to determine where the slam was going to go, just so he wouldn't proc it, and then also be able to have a good target to be maximizing his dash. Ogun goes in!
Terror's Revenge and the Rage. Sutsujin now caught on the back. Oh, Retry still on point. Sutsujin now should fall. Gets a Soul Sever. Kyle doesn't get the last hit. Sutsujin escaping. Kyle finally dashing forward, finding the kill as Tyron is caught against 3 members. Knocked up, thrown back, but this time, no escape for Dyron. Falcons equalize on the board.
Throughout that time, Calteasy didn't use that electrifying beats. He trusted that they will be able to secure kills. They did it on Sutsujin, that they were able to do it on Dyron. Good bounce back by Team Falcons because initially RRQ HOSHI handled the previous trade. Edok is gonna get taken out.
So they played basketball with Edok there. Bounce after bounce.
And now RRQ HOSHI will have to reset and wait with Team Falcons able to chain together 2 victories after an initial RRQ HOSHI win. Things are still quiet up in the gold lane. No one wants to pull any attention there. They both want the gold laners to farm up relatively well. But now we're seeing what could have been a very problematic glue for Team Falcons. Flapteasy is actually handling things well and is becoming a nuisance for RRQ HOSHI.
Yeah, this Fovius pick. We already kind of, mentioned it earlier when we saw the stats. Most banned by opponents This is why FLCN, when he gets a damage dealer, when he gets anything with a reset, I honestly feel like it's a reset here. He's a reset player.
Yeah.
Like on the Phobius, on the Arlet, he's just a beast. Now Dyron, forced to use the split. You can see the Infernal Pursuit there. Does he decide to pop it? No, he does not. Few unable to get the Lantern Flare in time. Sutsujin already used skill 1, has to dash away, and is a level down on Kyle TZ.
Okay, so typical Team Falcons offense where you see Flap and Few just grouping up together to see what trade they can get, usually up against the opposing EXP laner or roamer, while Kyle TZ will be going into the jungle to see if he can get resources or maybe even bring the opposing jungler down. So again, Team Falcons are still playing how we're used to seeing them play.
No, mid lane gank Rins, able to flick around. Tyrant split, not available just yet. And it will be good hope for the Kingdom. They have hit Flap and Kyle for them to back away. Now Turtle started by RRQ HOSHI. Lancer Flare over to Dyron. Now in the back, it's an Infernal Pursuit over to Sutsujin, chasing him forward. Sutsujin Soul Sever, and the bad impact actually does whiff. Sutsujin still able to find a kill. Dyron already mounting. Oh, Gwen could flicker out from the slam. And it will now just be both teams backing away. Not really wanting to commit.
Risky.
They're just poking the Turtle down.
Right, risky here for Kyle TZ. He's not the healthiest. Already had to dash out.
Kyle back and forth, Sanguine Claws with a retribution. Kyle Tyrant's Revenge onto 2. Now the Blazing Duet on from Toy, but it's a double for Kyle TZ, and Team Falcons get the dub.
That was such a clutch Tyrant's Revenge coming in from Ogwen. That just led to that 2-kill for Team Falcons and even getting the turtle. So now RRQ HOSHI have to start becoming more careful here, because even though they are winning some trades, encountering some engages, in the long run, Team Falcons' investments are coming up big.
2,700 gold lead for Team Falcons, despite losing first turtle, and despite the scoreboard being relatively even. This goes to show you the individual leads here, from the pathing of Kyle TZ on the Joy to Super Marco getting that 700 gold lead against Toy in this losing matchup should be.
Yeah, rushing the Radiant Armors were the two frontliners for Team Falcons, Ogren and Flap TZ, so the damage of Rins isn't quite scary just yet, but it doesn't counter the burst of the bad impact. How TZ will be able to get out of getting knocked back by Edok.
Yeah, Edok already finishing up the Thunder belt, but I guess this is why we've been very vocal about not really liking the Badang in Rome, or at least not as much as XP. It's because without as many resources as you get as an XP laner, it's kind of hard to get to the power spike of tankiness and cooldown.
Yeah, and at the same time, I feel like Badang Rome really is best paired with a burstier type of mage, while the Sicilian wants the scale, wants some time. It's worked out for them in some previous trades, but now as we reach a mid-game power spike for Team Falcons, we're starting to see that if it isn't close and without the items, and if their opposing team has the items, you're not really seeing that much between the combo of Badang and Sicilian.
And now it's a scaling game, I guess, for RRQ. They're just waiting for the Sicilian and the Claude. I think all the way from the drafts, we already expected RRQ to, play for Sicilian and Claude to scale up to the late game, but I don't think they expected to be behind this much at the 7-minute mark. With their Tyrant's Revenge and the Rage, finding him long range into the other wall. Good Sanguine Claws to try to cancel it down. Tyrant split, chase down, gets away with 1 HP. The signature Dyron escape.
Yeah, it's 100% a fact now. The Tyrant is just clutch with being able to escape, being brought so low. So RRQ HOSHI will give up that turtle, but Sutsujin is taking the purple buff of Kyle TZ.
Let's see, do they read it in time? Sutsujin recalling in the bush.
They
Oh, what charging Sutsujin gets away just in time, and RRQ will look for the trade. Yeah, at this point, mirroring and looking for plays around the cross map is the best thing, the only thing they can do.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate also how RRQ HOSHI has been rotating this. Even though Team Falcons does have the lead, they're still getting resources somewhere for either Sutsujin or Toy. Toy's level 10, only 1 behind Super Marco. Super Marco is leading the farm, but by only around 1,000.
No Revenge Rage, Edok forced to flicker out. Tyron on the bad spot, slam, pass away, gets knocked out with the Lantern Flare. This time, okay, Infernal Pursuit, dunked on by Flap. No more 1 HP escapes.
Well, I kind of feel like Dyron, maybe just in the back of his head, there's a little bit of a thought brewing. I can do it again at the same time.
Oh, wait. Okay. Want to poke on Fuel, forcing the Crimson Beacon. And again, for RRQ, I think it's just about saving the mid lane turret. It's stopping the mid lane turret from being taken so that Falcons don't have that much tempo on the map.
Yeah, and it's always been the philosophy of Team Falcons that once that mid lane tower is down, all hell breaks loose for the opponents because Team Falcons will just make the most out of it. Ogwin goes in.
Bouncing ball to stop Edoc's dash. Good disengage from Rins. Gets the Sanguine Claws to stop whatever Falcons were planning there. And again for RRQ, grouping up back to mid, sending Toy to the side lanes to get gold and to get XP. And despite being behind earlier by 700 gold, I think he still managed to actually, you know, equalize on the board here when it comes to gold. Let's take a look. No, it's still quite a big gold gap. Now it's even bigger, 1,200 from Marco.
Yeah, and what hurts more is that Kyle TZ already has the Holy Crystal, so that's a big power spike already secured for that Joy. It's a 3-item Marco with the Claws, the Fury, and the Wind Talker, while we're still waiting on the third item to go to Staff for Toy.
Turtle down already, all three. Now it's the Lord that spawns in the game.
Ogwin.
Good zoning. Ogwin walks out. Revenge in the Rage over onto Edoc. Now they're jumping onto Rins. Kaltizi, good retribution. Blazing Duet from Toy. It goes to the flag. Something is deal damage, but Toy is still there. It's not enough to take Ogwin just yet. He's forced for Dyron to jump in and now putting himself in a bad spot. He's going to get knocked up again. Fuse waiting for the mana he needs. Kyle! Electrifying beats inside of the turret up top. That's a double 4 for 0 and the Lord to Team Falcons.
After a devastating amount of damage that Toy dealt to the wall with the Blazing Duet, they did not have the damage and they couldn't bring anyone low enough to threaten, while Kyle TZ comes in just in the nick of time with the electrifying beats.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Toy, the Blazing Duet, it was not on anyone.
Is this just me? It sort of felt like he tried to BMI into the pit, but somehow just ended up on the other side of the wall? Or did he misread that situation?
I mean, I would love to see the replay on that. I would love to see where it went wrong. Because, again, for Falcons, a lot of them were at half HP. And again, for Ogwin, he would have died for sure. If it was for the Blazing Duet connecting, he lived with just a little bit of HP there to survive. RQ, though, will be able to still keep the Holy Defense intact down below. They'll deal with the Lord. Still, Sicilian and Claude, pretty good wave. There you go! Getting the pin down on the 2 Super Marco. Caught still able to walk away. Ogwin gets caught in the Blazing Duet, and Rins picks up the kill! That's 2 for the Sicilian. Out of nowhere, Kyle will not decide to dive in this time, and that was a good punch back from RQ.
Damn, E-Dog, what a play. We did not foresee you coming out of nowhere. Conceal, committing the flicker to set that up to catch Ogwin and Super Marco off guard. Even Team Falcons were surprised. That gives RRQ HOSHI a little bit more room to work with. But now I see what you're talking about when it comes to E-Dog, man. He's really damn good.
You could say his fist was cracked.
It definitely was.
After the 3 deaths, after the early game, but I guess this is what we kind of expect for the Badang too, at least in the roam position. Wait, Edoc? Okay. Yeah, because you take a bit longer to get to your item power spikes. I don't know, is this the item power spike already? Kyle is poking with the electrifying beats. He has the Oracle, Thunderbelt, and the Conceal with Tough Boots.
Yeah, I think that's more than enough because you just want the big CDR coming in from the Oracle. Plus, fortunately, we can't see how much stacks he has on the Thunderbelt, but he could be in a healthy amount because he's not dying fast. It's taking quite some time to even take E-Doc down.
He got the Thunderbelt relatively early, I would say. So, been stacking on Ogwin perhaps a lot of times. Again, this is a pick where when you get Thunderbelt, the stacks can go crazy. You get a stack for every single first skill you throw that lands. So, yeah, quite easy. Oh, speaking of stacks, Rins is starting to deal quite a bit of damage. That's both the front lines of Falcons taking a Sanguine Claw, bad impact, down to half, forced to regen.
3 items of the Sicilian already has
a Crown Toy.
Okay, Duck. A little bit deep. Ogwin goes in!
Charge bench and the Rage! Now Super Marco coming in, Blazing Duet with a crowd! Dealing damage, not enough to take anyone down. Kaltizi is godlike. Edoc almost brought back by that Crimson Beacon. Somehow Ogwin and Flap are the ones that live with a sliver of HP.
They survive long enough. Sutsujin, if he tries to steal this, it might be a little bit too much. But with frontliners unhealthy, Team Falcons are still taking the slow approach, respecting the Badang and the Suyo and what they can do.
Okay, Kyle, electrifying beats already. I don't think they'll go for the steal.
Yeah.
It'll be free for Team Falcons. And 12-5, still massive gold lead here for Team Falcons as they now look to siege again. But what is going to be the angle to attack the Sicilian and Claude in the base?
Yeah, they have to try and see if they can slow front to back it. It'll be way too risky at this point. Although Kyle TZ will have the damage if he can get to Rins to burst him down. But that's such going to be a big trade reliant on if you get to take the glue and the Suyo and the Badang all down. The Sicilian at this point already has 3 items. The Wand, the Lantern, and the Divine Glaive as well. No wonder why Rins hurts. And I'm pretty sure he has hella stacks. Could be at around 220 or 220 despite them losing out in the early to mid.
Item-wise, he's doing good too. Great farming so far. Actually, ahead of the Juicin currently on the Sicilian. Suyo sent up top. This is an enhanced Lord now coming to march down to the bottom lane. Should be able to get a charge as Ogwin charges the Tyrant's Revenge as well. 2 sides being attacked. Sutsujin up top and down below. Ogwin decides to go for that, gets punished for it. Immortality down. Tyrant looking for Slam. Doesn't get the Tyrant's Rage. Super Marco almost got rid of Toy PMI. Fade away from Super Marco.
And RRQ HOSHI are just going to be waiting in. That's an entry coming in by Flapteasy. Sutsujin trying to go after Super Marco, but Sutsujin will fall to the hands of the GOAT.
View down below. That's still a wave that they are trying to utilize. Marco up top, trying to siege it down. Kyle TZ looking for the stacks again. Purify out of the Sanguine Claws. Barely able to escape. RRQ keep their base turret in the mid lane intact. But man, was that close.
I did not expect Ogwin to commit that Tyrant's Revenge. A little bit too greedy. Immobilized right away, but KTZ finds E-Dog, and E-Dog's low.
Oh my god, the knockup gonna do it! Oh, the Sky Piercer stack for Few. Now the dive in. Tyrant able to punish Marco. Still, split, gets away.
Every time, Tyrant, every time. And Toy is just trying to defend and succeed. He will. Team Falcons, though, is in an insane lead against RRQ HOSHI.
Lord advantage. 2,036 gold diff. It's a negative 177 for the XP diff, but they got 2 turrets. That practically 3. That turret in the mid lane is a basic attack or 2 basic attacks away from being taken down. And again, for base turrets, the side ones are the most important ones to create that slow push in the far lane. And for Falcons, they're going to be happily taking the Lord right now. I mean, 16 seconds on the Lord. It's a slow push down below. Toy cannot handle it alone. I don't think they can do it fast enough.
Yeah, they shouldn't get out of the base here. They can try to get vision, but at this point, committing a full fight is going to be so risky, especially if they do it at the time where Super Marco is just hovering around the mid. And this is another classic Team Falcons play, despite them being in the league. Ogwin and Super Marco pairing up together on the bottom side, opposite of where the Lord is. They're trying to see what they can get there. They're looking at the purple buff timers at the same time. So this is just old school Team Falcons that we're seeing. And now the threat of Super Marco split pushing means that RRQ HOSHI need to see that they actually cannot get any information where the Irthel is. That means Irthel is not close to the Lord.
I think they use the conceal over to Rins. Heavy crossbow as well. Flicker out from Rins in the mid lane, almost getting caught. But there's a fight here too. E-Dog gonna be caught in the electrifying beast. Flicker to the wall. In front of pursuit from Flap. Up front, down, back again to Dyron. 2 for 0. A forced error from both sides of the map by Team Falcons.
Yeah, and that was such a good read because they know that the Sicilian in every team fight is their biggest problem. All the damage that Rins would dish out. So doing what Ogwin and Super Marco did, the conceal to find Rins, at the same time Team Falcon said, oh, the Sicilian's out here, cool, we'll just go ahead and fight this despite it just 3 versus 4. They could handle it.
And now with a Lord that they have with 3 waves, that mid lane turret will be taken down. KTZ and the stacks is zoned them away. RRQ, do they have what it takes to defend against this siege now?
Well, as long as Rins puts himself in a very healthy position, they should have it. But the entry of Toy with the Blazing Duet will come in big too. Kyle TZ's electrifying beats every time has always been late entry. It's the reason why he's 8-0-7. He is deathless. RRQ HOSHI cannot overcommit at the start of the siege because if they do, they'll just be susceptible to Kyle TZ coming in late, wiping them out and Team Falcons winning it.
I think that's an evolved lore too, to make things tougher for RRQ. Sutsujin trying to deal with the wave in the bottom lane. Again, it's a conceal from Ogwen. He walks up, forces Sutsujin to use the retribution. E-Doc cancel out the conceal and the charge. Dyrud melted down, force a flicker back. Oh, what happens in the back line? Kyle TZ melting everybody. Kyle on the base. Kyle on RRQ. Game 1 to Team Falcons.
A phenomenal game coming in from Team Falcons. I gotta have to say, RRQ HOSHI played their hearts out, and no matter what they did, Team Falcons just seemed to be just 2 steps ahead. It's so methodical approach of just kind of splitting the 5 people.